Is there more to midlife than just getting through it? Absolutely. Welcome. I'm your host, Debbie Cunningham, jazz artist turned midlife mentor, and I'm here to say to you loud and clear, it's time for your midlife crescendo. Well, hey friends, welcome back. Can you believe the holidays are upon us? I looked at my calendar this weekend and realized I have some kind of event or two scheduled every weekend for the next 4 weeks. About mid-December, it slows down just in time for Christmas chaos. Speaking of holidays, our pre-holiday sale is going on now. We have merch. Use the code THANKFUL, THANKFUL, all caps, at checkout to get 15% off of everything in the store and grab your merch just in time for the holidays and cooler weather. Hoodies, tote bags, winter hats, ball caps for you to wear and share with your midlife bestie. Several of you reached out for a camo ball cap option, so we've added that. So if there's something you want, feel free to request another item with our Midlife Crescendo logo, and we'll see if we can create it for you. Just head over to midlifecrescendo.com and scroll to the bottom of the page. The sale ends November 22nd, so don't wait. This week on Midlife Crescendo, we are talking about the top 5 struggles many women face when hosting during the holidays. Okay, struggle number 1, managing expectations. Women often feel pressure to create a perfect holiday experience, whether that's decorating the house beautifully, preparing gourmet meals, or ensuring everyone is happy. Unrealistic expectations can lead to stress and disappointment. Now, here's some possible solutions. Prioritize what matters most. Focus on the aspects of hosting that align with your values, whether that's quality time with your loved ones, a welcoming atmosphere, or a special meal itself. Let go of the idea of perfection. What do you enjoy most about the holiday experience, and what is most meaningful to you? It's so easy to get caught up in the expectations of others, or just your own expectations. Sometimes those are the worst. It completely robs us of the joy of sharing this holiday with our family and friends. Set realistic goals. Create a checklist of what truly needs to get done and stick to it. Simplify wherever possible, like using a few semi-prepared foods or scaled-down decor. Everything doesn't have to be made from scratch. Look at your schedule and decide what you have the capacity to do, and either delegate the rest or let it go. Delegate. It's not a dirty word. Assign specific tasks to family members or guests, such as requesting them to bring their favorite holiday dish, or helping set up, or don't forget to enlist help for cleanup. This is the biggest complaint I hear from women when they're hosting holiday events. If everyone can bring their own dishes to the kitchen or throw away the trash, it makes it easier on the host, and everyone can have more time to celebrate and enjoy the holiday together. Most people are happy to help when asked. Okay, number 2, balancing family dynamics. Hosting often means navigating complex relationships, whether it's tension between family members, differing opinions, or juggling time with in-laws and extended family. Trying to keep the peace can often feel overwhelming. So here's some solutions. Set boundaries early. If certain family dynamics are challenging, talk with key individuals ahead of time to establish some boundaries or expectations kindly. Request that hot button topics just be shelved for the day so you can enjoy your time together. Create neutral activities. Plan games, group activities, or a shared project, a craft project, cookie decorating, to foster a sense of connection and reduce tension. Focus on gratitude. Model gratitude and positivity. If conflict arises, gently redirect the conversations to shared memories or holiday traditions. Ask questions if the conversation lulls. Ask everyone to name 2 things that they are thankful for this year. Or ask them to tell the funniest thing that happened to them this year. Laughter is always good medicine for the soul and for family dynamics, as long as you keep the focus on laughing at the situations and not on the person. Okay, number 3, time constraints. Look, we are all busy. Many women already juggle busy schedules, and adding the demands of hosting, planning, shopping, decorating, and cooking can feel like there aren't enough hours in the day. Here's some solutions. Plan ahead. I recommend starting to prep a few weeks in advance. Now we're just less than 2 weeks out from Thanksgiving, but Christmas is a month away, so you have time. You can batch cook and freeze certain dishes or prep ingredients ahead of time. I know most of the years that we've celebrated Thanksgiving as a family, my kids and I would always bake pies on the day before Thanksgiving. In fact, when my daughter was living in Texas and couldn't come home, we even FaceTimed while we baked our pies the day before, so we still had that shared camaraderie. It was quite fun to keep that family tradition alive, even though we couldn't all be together. Simplify the menu. Suggest sticking to a few signature dishes instead of a sprawling feast. Getting back to delegating, if there's a recipe your family member can't do without and you don't have time to cook it, then ask them to make it this year. Share the recipe and let them enjoy being a part of the process. Okay, use time-saving tools. Utilize your appliances, slow cookers, air fryers, and Instapots to help you save time on a few of your dishes. And if you don't have time to bake, use prepared desserts from a store or a local bakery just to save time. And you can have a few homemade desserts and then add a few extras just to have enough. It doesn't have to be all from scratch and all from you. Okay, number 4, financial strain. And this is a biggie during the holidays because most of us are buying gifts and there's other events that we have to spend money on during this holiday season. Hosting can be expensive with costs for food, decorations, and sometimes accommodations. Many women worry about providing an exceptional experience for their guests while staying within their budget. So here's some ideas. Host a potluck style gathering. Ask your guests to bring a dish or a beverage. It can be a predetermined side dish like corn casserole or salad or your favorite cranberry sauce. Or you could ask them to bring their favorite holiday recipe. Not only does this cut costs, but it also adds variety to the table. Repurpose decor. Okay, use natural elements like greenery, pine cones, and other items you already have for festive decorating. So last week I wanted to redo the pots on my front porch, and I really didn't want to spend a bunch of money on it. I wanted it to look nice for last weekend. We had family in for a wedding, and then we had family in again this weekend to visit after the wedding. And so it's been just a revolving door, but I really wanted it to be autumn, fall inspired because in a few weeks I'm going to turn it over to Christmas inspired. And so I didn't want to spend a lot of money, so I went foraging in my backyard and cut off branches from our evergreen trees and holly bushes and a few other bushes in the back. I grabbed a few pine cones and berry sprigs from the craft store in the flower section there, and voila, a brand new porch decor. I even spray painted a few branches to add as I transfer to winter. Very inexpensive, but very festive and welcoming. And honestly, I had a great sense of satisfaction doing it myself. Okay, the other part of that is setting a budget to keep the financial strain under control. I recommend creating a budget for hosting expenses and sticking to it. Write down everything you'd like to prepare and do, and then get an estimated cost. If you are over budget, decide on the most important elements to keep and scrap the rest. Look, we always said this with our daughter when we were planning a wedding. We have a budget for the wedding. You have a budget for a party. You have a budget for a dinner, a big holiday celebration. And you pick the three most important things. Like, I can't have this holiday without this thing. For Thanksgiving, we want the turkey. We want maybe a specific dessert, or we have time to do a specific sides. But then the other things, if they're really not that important, or if your family members don't care if you do or don't do them, just scrap it and relax and enjoy yourself. Okay, which leads me to the next, number 5 of the most difficult things for midlife women when hosting is personal burnout. The emotional and physical toll of hosting can leave women feeling drained. From cooking all day to cleaning up after guests, it's easy to neglect self-care, leading to exhaustion or resentment. So here are a few ideas to help you when you're feeling personally burnt out during this holiday season. And this goes for not just like the week of the holiday, but before and during. This is a long holiday season, mid-Thanksgiving. In America, we celebrate Thanksgiving, so it's mid-November to New Year's. So that's like 6-7 weeks of holiday fun possibilities. Number 1, schedule you time. Carve out quiet moments before or after events for rest and reflection. A walk, prayer, or even a 10-minute break can be restorative. In the weeks before, remember to add these small breaks into your calendar or to-do list so they actually happen. Don't wait and try to do it on the fly, because more things get done when they are written down. Say no to overcommitting. Okay, this is a big one because during the holidays, sometimes we have a lot of opportunities to serve in our churches or groups that we're involved in, our charity organizations. We have a lot of maybe invitations to parties or events. Remember that it's okay to decline extra responsibilities or even parties that stretch you too thin. This is really important in midlife, especially if you're in that menopausal season where you're tired, when you are struggling with more fatigue, or you might have fluctuating emotions. There's hot flashes and brain fog and all the things. So it's really important that you are mindful of what your capacity holds. Make a list and choose what you want to do this season and what just is not in your capacity. Remember, saying no to extra events is necessary in order to say yes to your sanity and to your health. And that's important too. Okay, and the last one is embrace imperfection. Look, life happens. Decide ahead of time that you will choose to find joy or laughter in the day, no matter what goes wrong. I remember many years ago, my husband and I went to dinner at a dear friend's house for the very first time. Now, she was the host. I was not. I was the guest. But we sat down to dinner and she cut into the meatloaf that she thought was finished and it was half raw. She was mortified. Oh my gosh, she was so mortified. She's like, "You're never going to come back." We laughed and said it was no big deal. So we sat, she put it back in the oven. We ate more appetizers and chatted and laughed about many things while the meatloaf finished cooking. To this day, we laugh about that dinner, and she's one of my dearest friends. Mistakes happen. Do what you can to remedy it, and then make the best of the rest of it. It may not be perfect, but it can be memorable. And isn't making memories what we're really after anyway? So there you have it, my friend. Even though hosting a get-together this holiday may feel stressful and overwhelming, you can overcome that with a few simple changes. I hope you will find time to enjoy some memorable moments with family and friends, and find time for yourself to relax and enjoy the holiday, not just facilitate everyone else's enjoyment of the holiday. It's really important that you are very clear and intentional about what brings you joy and what capacity you have. I hope you found some of these tips helpful. And in the coming weeks, we'll be discussing how to stay connected through family and holiday stress, managing family dynamics, making hospitality more joyful for everyone, and midlife thyroid issues. Thanks for tuning in today, and remember, midlife is just a brand new season to find your passion and purpose for your grand finale. Talk next week.